Hello and welcome to the FATBOSS Guide to Winlord Mel'Jarak, 25-man normal in the Heart of Fear.
Yes, this fight is all to do with ads, but kind of the way we do it is not to do with ads anymore. But it's a really good tactic. We'll explain it very shortly. But first off, you want to bring 2 tanks, 5 to 6 healers, and a mixture of DPS as normal. You can do it with any setup, but AoE DPS for the first bit is ridiculous.
Yeah, so for this particular tactic, AoE DPS is incredibly strong.
So yeah, you really want to bring them.
Now in this encounter, you have the boss, and the boss is accompanied by 9 ads. There's 3 sets of 3. We're going to cover these now before we sort of cover the actual mechanics of the boss.
Now the first ads we're going to talk about is the Ambit Wrappers. Now these ads have 2 abilities. The first ability is Amber Prison. This will trap a player and any player within 2 yards of that player in an amber prison, so make sure you're spread out more than 2 yards. The only way you can get someone out of a prison is to smash it by right clicking it. This will debuff you for roughly 2 minutes, and this debuff makes it so you cannot break any other amber prisons by right clicking them for its duration. So yeah, not many people will be trapped, just make sure that there's always someone close to you that can click it off.
And the second ability is Corrosive Resin, and this is a 5-stack debuff that will be applied to a random player that deals 10k damage every second per stack, so 50k damage at 5 stacks. Now you drop the stacks by moving. When you move, it will leave a pool behind you on the floor, which also damages you if you stand inside the pool. But every single pull you do will drop your stack by 1.
Yeah, you just want to make sure that these pulls drop around the outside of the encounter area, so you have space to move for other mechanics. But otherwise, so if you are mailing it on, you just try and run the fuck out as quickly as you can, and otherwise just place it out of the way, because you do have to move quite a lot in this fight.
And the pulls aren't permanent as well,
no.
So they do eventually despawn. Now the second ad we're going to talk about is Battle Menders, and these also have 2 abilities. The first ability is an interruptible heal, and this will heal one of the group of ads for 25% of their HP. So this is really, really essential that you interrupt this. Really you only need sort of 1 person per ad to interrupt, just to make sure that you communicate with each other and make sure that the interrupter isn't perhaps trapped or running with a debuff. That's why really you should at least have 2 people, but you can do you want to back up at least.
They don't do it very often, and the cast is really long. Basically, if you let this through, you fuck up this whole tactic. So just make sure that you do get these
interrupts need to be spot on.
Yeah. Now the second ability is a buff that is applied to all the ads, which is called Quickening. Now this increases the damage dealt and the melee attack speed of all the ads by 25%. Now this is dispellable, and because all the ads are stacked up on top of each other for this tactic, you just want a priest to master spell them. It's not very frequent, and you should be able to have just 1 priest master spell this, so the Battle Menders are really easy to counter. Interrupt and dispel.
And the third set of ads is the Blade Masters, and these ads only have 1 ability as well as melee swings. And this is a strike. They'll all target the exact same player, and they'll all charge and strike that player at the exact same time. So if you have 3 of them up, they'll all target the exact same person, and it does 150k physical damage, so this is before armor or anything like that. Yeah,
so really, if you only have 2 of them charging you, which you will be doing for this tactic, then it'll only take about half of your health off, so it's nothing really too bad to worry about. But if you can, just before they hit you, try and pop a cooldown spike. It's very, very hard, but yeah, it might help your healers, but it's not too bad. Now, these ads can be CC'd, and the reason you can do this is these spears. Now, before the fight starts, you'll be able to pick up 4 spears off the wall. When you pick these spears up, you'll be given an extra action button. When you use this on an ad, it stuns them for 50 seconds. At the beginning of the fight, you want to CC 1 of each ad, so 1 Battle Mender, 1 Blade Master, and 1 Amber Trapper. You want to reapply these stuns throughout the fight until the set of ads die. This CC will be broken by any direct damage, however each ad set has a shared health pool. Doing damage to one of its friends will not break the CC, however it will still damage them.
So at the start of the fight, where all the ads are sort of spread out, you just apply the CC initially on the pool on each ad from each group, and then you just pull the boss and all the other individual ads to 1 single point, as far away from the CC'd ads, because at this point you just want to AoE like crazy. And the idea is to cause all of the ads to die at the same time. The boss has some mechanics that you need to be aware of during this phase, and we're going to cover them now.
Now first off, Mel'Jarak has the ability called Rain of Blades. This is a raid-wide AoE that ticks every 0.5 seconds for 6 seconds at 20k a tick, so this does hurt quite a bit. However, due to other mechanics in the fight, you need to be spread out for the whole encounter, so you can't stack up and heal this. Just make sure you're always in range of a healer, and maybe pop a small defensive cooldown for every time this comes up. It's not that frequent, so I
because
know,
I mean the main reason why you can't stack up is just because of the Amber Trappers. You can get the whole raid trapped. which is very, very bad. So yeah, you can't AoE heal, unfortunately.
The other reason you can't AoE as well is because of the whirling blade. Now, Mel'Jarak will throw out his blade at a location of a random player, so if you're all stacked up, it's going to hit all of you, dealing 120k damage to anyone there and anyone who got hit along the way. It then comes back to him, dealing the same amount of damage to anyone on the way back. It's kind of similar to the way that Hunter's glaive toss works. Like, it looks like that, except with only one of them, and it goes one way and comes back the other. You just want to make sure you move out of the boss's direction as soon as he turns towards that certain direction and starts casting this. Because of this, you want to have Mel'Jarak facing the ranged at all times, so that the melee are behind the boss and will never accidentally get hit
by this ability, because you know it will never target the melee. So you need to avoid those two abilities, and you want to group up all the adds like we said and just AoE them down, and you'll also be cleaving on top of the boss as well. Now, the reason why you CC one of each individual ad is because if you have 3 of the same ad up of any type, you can get a problem. If it's, you know, if there's too many Ambit Wrappers, then there'll be too many pools and there'll be too many prisons, and you'll just lose DPS. The enrage timer is fairly tight, so you do need to watch it. Too many Blade Masters means that one person will get one shot because they'll all charge at the exact same time.
Brought very, very low. And the thing is, if you have 3 of the Battle Menders and only 2 of the other ones, then the Battle Menders are going to die before the other ones, and that just fucks it up. Because some of the abilities the boss gets when a set of ads die, basically, when a set of ads die, it reduces the amount of CC you can put on other groups of ads. And I'm not going to go into it in massive detail because it really doesn't need it for this tactic, just CC one on each side for fuck's sake, and it's fine. Also, when a set of ads dies, Mel'Jarak does gain a buff called Recklessness. This increases the damage he does by 50% and the damage he takes by 33%. However, as all the ads should die at once or very, very quickly, he will instantly get 150% damage dealt increase and a 99% damage taken increase. This means everything is going to be hitting a lot harder.
So at this point, you should only be taking damage from his Rain of Blades because, you know, this is totally unavoidable. And because all the ads are dead, that means you're no longer to get the prisms, you're no longer to get the charges, and there's no ads to, you know, you don't need to interrupt the heal or anything. It's literally just the boss and his 2 abilities, Rain of Blades and the Whirling Blade. And the Whirling Blade will pretty much one-shot you because the damage increase, so you just need to really make sure that you do avoid it because, you know, it's quite easy to avoid.
Now, there is one more mechanic that the boss gets once he hits 75%, and this is Wind Bomb. He will throw a Wind Bomb at a random person's location, dealing 100k damage on landing. It will then arm after 3 seconds, and if you go within 6 yards of it, it will explode for 350k to anyone within 200 yards. So you die.
Yeah, it's a wipe mechanic pretty much. So if anyone does fail and can't move from it, then yeah, you all blow up.
Now, what you want to do is be standing as far away as you possibly can from the boss in like a semicircle sort of formation. Now, as a bomb lands on you, you just move forward slightly or to the left and right if there is space. And eventually, as you can see here, there are a shit ton of bombs. However, this is the boss very close to the enrage, so you still do have a shit ton of space. They do get a lot of them, but as long as you slowly fill the room and not just place them anywhere that you want, you should be absolutely fine.
So during this phase, you just need to avoid the wind bombs, and you need to just be nuking the living shit out the boss. And I mean, it's quite difficult to heal because of the Rain of Blades. There's a lot of AoE damage going on the rage. You should try and help your healers as much as you can using health stones and any personal cooldowns you've got. Just to get that little bit of extra healing out. And that's more or less it.
Yeah, as long as you can kill those ads really, really quickly at the beginning by CCing them before the pull and then avoid shit, then it's actually a really simple boss once you get your head around it.
So anyway, thanks for watching. If this guide did help you out, please make sure you drop a like. It helps us out a lot. And make sure to comment, rate and subscribe.
And if you'd like to see any of our other 25-man normal guides from FatBoss, then please do click up on the screen here and it will take you over to them by the YouTube annotation system.
Thanks for watching.
Thank you.